Thank you, Mr President. I rise to speak in favour of this motion, and the Greens, of course, are supportive of the establishment of this committee. In doing so, I want to acknowledge the leadership of all sides of politics in terms of trying to tackle and reduce waste. It would be remiss of me, I think, if I didn't acknowledge the leadership of the Leader of the Opposition in this regard during his time as Environment Minister, when he championed legislation that really led the country in terms of reducing single-use plastics, and that's been a really important innovation. So I certainly acknowledge his leadership in that regard, but also the leadership of the Labor Party, and more recently the support that the government has provided to a Greens bill to allow for BYO containers to be brought into food establishments to reduce waste. There's lots of work that's being done, but there's always space to do more, and it's in that spirit that the Greens really welcome this committee, particularly when one considers the problems that have been plaguing the use of soft plastics. Mr President, avoiding, reducing, reusing and recycling waste is integral to effective waste management and to achieving zero waste in our state. Waste, including soft plastic, should be treated as a resource and reused to create new products in a way that achieves the maximum social, economic and environmental benefit. A circular economy, as we all know, leads to new industries and to new investment. REDcycle was a program that was first established to divert plastic bags and other soft plastics from landfill, turning them into resources used to manufacture new products. According to Clean Up Australia, Australians throw away about 7,150 recyclable bags a minute, or 429,000 per hour. 429,000 per hour, Mr President. And this figure doesn't include the countless bread bags, frozen vegetable bags, pasta bags, biscuit packets and sachets that consumers bring home from the supermarket every single time they shop. Plastic bags and packaging can't be collected by most local councils as part of their curbside pickup. Instead, they typically end up in landfill or as litter, and we know that that harms our wildlife and our environment. The REDcycle program was a voluntary, industry-led initiative and a true product stewardship model where everybody involved in the cycle of a product's packaging, including the manufacturers, the retailers and the consumers, chose to share responsibility for the best end-of-life outcome. Consumers would collect all of the soft plastics they can't be recycled at home and drop them into the REDcycle program drop-off bins at participating supermarkets. The collected plastic was then returned to Red Group's facility for initial processing, Mr President, it's a shorthand for us in the Greens, processing, and then delivered to Australian manufacturer Replas, where they underwent transformation. The resulting recycled plastic products were then turned into items such as fitness circuits, sturdy outdoor furniture, bollards and other products. These products were extremely robust, as well as water and termite resistance, and not susceptible to cracking, splintering or rotting, and they didn't even require painting. So a very effective way to use that waste. The Australian Packaging Covenant organisation estimates that less than 5% of consumer soft plastic was collected by the REDcycle program. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic heralded a boom in online shopping, which in turn resulted in soft plastic collection volumes increasing by more than 350% since 2019. 350% since 2019, Mr President. This, coupled with a reduced demand for recycling products, led to stockpiling of collected soft plastics, forcing REDcycle to pause their program in November 2022. No longer able to pay the storage fees, REDcycle was declared insolvent, and that was a really disappointing outcome. Since then, a soft plastics task force has been established, and the Greens have very much welcomed this development. The task force is made up of major supermarket retailers, Aldi, Coles and Woolworths, and has released a roadmap to restart, outlining the steps needed to launch a new supermarket soft plastic collection scheme here in Australia. There does, however, remain several challenges that confront those seeking to relaunch a scheme. These include the limited access to domestic soft plastic recycling, which can manage the soft plastics that are deposited by the public in supermarket collection bins, an inability to recycle the volume of household soft plastics collected in a supermarket program using domestic infrastructure. Well, it's paramount, Mr. President, for our community and our planet that we are able to deal with these challenges. To ensure the viability of soft plastics recycling schemes, our state needs to both increase its capacity to recycle soft plastics at scale and ensure the market for the end product is either equal or greater than the amount of soft plastics being collected for recycling. According to the Soft Plastics Task Force's current plan, an initial in-store collection pilot is anticipated to launch in select stores in late 2023, provided the Red Cycle's existing soft plastic stockpiles can be cleared. The new program would then be gradually rolled out nationwide next year. At the same time, I understand the Australian Food and Grocery Council is developing the National Plastics Recycling Scheme to take hard-to-recycle soft plastic packaging out of waste streams and give it a new life, making it easier for people to recycle soft plastics at home. Restoring public trust in soft plastic recycling schemes is vitally important. This place has a responsibility to the community and to future generations to not only support but to ensure that these schemes are successful. The proposed Select Committee will have an important role to play in investigating solutions which will ensure the viability and functionality of these schemes. The Greens are pleased to support the committee and we look forward to seeing how this matter progresses.